What's going on, y'all? Apparently, Sneako and Myron got some kind of beef. And they're debating about the red pill being over, yada, yada, yada. Y'all know I rock with Myron. And I rock with Sneako when he's not wilding out. When he's not wilding out, I do think he does great content and has some good debating when he's not going crazy. So let's see what's going down with the whole red pill debate between the two. See what happened.
We should talk about that. I don't think the red pill obviously isn't dead. The perfect example is Akash and his wife. No, I mean, I don't have anything against Akash. I know you have his thing. No disrespect to him, but that is like literally
stupid cheat.
That is the worst situation I've seen when it comes to like red pill truth, maybe ever. That's a very. The more content comes out, what I was saying.
Oh, bro, I'm not ending. Like, yo, Abba and Preacher are next, bro. Like, I'm not like the 2025 into 2026. I'm cooking all my ops, bro. All getting cooked.
Yeah. I'm about to bleep that out and added a version.
All right, go ahead, continue on.
I'm saying that a lot of the red pill has got.
He was clearly talking about a bundle of sticks, guys. Clearly talking about a bundle of sticks.
Like, people know the talking points now, and a lot of the creators have been exposed for not being truthful or going back on their word or taking deals that they shouldn't take. And it's been filled or cloud chasing. And it is, I think maybe you can admit, or maybe you have observed that it's been infiltrated by a lot of frauds.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me address that. So when you made that video.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like the female red pill content creators, right? A lot of them be wilding. A lot of them be fake. They're just saying whatever they think men want to hear, right? Like that Roma Army chick. I think she fake as hell. I did a documentary exposing all her feminist ways. Super fake. There's a bunch of them. Pearl. I still think she fake. I'm not convinced the Pearl. I'm not convinced that the Pearl's legit. Candace Owens, if she considers herself red pill, I think she's just legit. But it's rare, right?
All right. Let me be very clear about this. I didn't take offense to that whatsoever.
No, I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
I understood what you meant. I know exactly who you were talking about, stuff like that. I was like, cool. Because me and you have spoken about this many times off camera. My definition of the red pill, the way I use it the way I define it is simply the truth. Whether it's the red pill on the Jews, red pill on women, red pill on Asians,
whites too. Don't leave out whites. Whites are always last.
Oh my gosh. This video is for educational we are watching this for educational purposes. I do not stand with yo, what the Myron be wilding out at all times. I rock with Myron though. But damn, Myron. Oh, this is on party.
Last on that list for you, Myron. Whites are always last on that list.
They get cooked all day, bro. It doesn't do it. Hey, you marshmallow. They're gonna get clipped.
But and the truth never dies. Yeah, red pill is dead. Like, yeah, that's a clickbait title, but red pill never die. Like, obviously the truth doesn't die. But I'm saying the need and the demand for that in the content space.
It depends on how you define it. So like if you're defining it like maybe from the narrow standpoint of the praxeology of dealing with women only and being aware on it or whatever, and like its popularity in that time span, I can see where you're coming from. For me, I just look at it like it's just the truth. So the truth is never going to die. And the question I always ask is, are women's behavior getting better? The answer is no.
Absolutely not.
So the red pill is never going to die off of that, even if you go just with the women's route. But for me, I make it a little bit broader. It's just the red pill for me is just the truth, whether it's race,
I agree,
females, whatever. So, but I understood the way you were phrasing it is like you're.
I agree. Red pill just means the truth. I always say that. Ooh, got me smacking the heck out of the mic. Oh, my bad, guys. I hope that wasn't too crazy on the ears. But yeah, that's all that red pill means. So I do think there's people that go out their way to misclass what it is, just so they could group people in a box and try to like cancel them or destroy them. We got a Pele jacket on. Am I tripping?
I'm talking about like the red pill genre of.
Yeah, and I think the after hours stuff too, like the whatever podcast, they reached out and they want me to come on, but it's like I think that debate thing And it's been the rise. I've been saying this all year long. Like your college debates are killing it. You're doing collabs with Candace Owens. Your run as a political commentator, like even then Kamala Harris cites you and Andrew Tate as somebody who helped influence the election, right? They're not listing other red pill creators. They're saying you. And in terms of your political influence, it's showing that there's a shift in the demand for content.
I'm about to play a Tyler Perry movie. Get that up out of here, man. That up out of here. Honestly, I'm not gonna say red pill is over. I don't claim red pill. Right, that's not something I'm out here repping. Right, I used to go hard body with that. But then I realized what was going on. That people were hearing that term and grouping you into something that wasn't actually the case and putting you in a box. And I'm not in a box. I don't like labels. Right. So instead of saying I'm red pill, I just say I'm a truth teller. I'm someone that sees reality for what it is. Right. But I'm not anything but my damn self. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. All that good stuff. Share the video as well. It's wild out here in these streets. Oh, hit the hype button too, if you're able to. What's going on, guys? I wanted to check out this video where a bunch of people keep spreading this around, and it's going after someone that I actually am a fan of, right? That I respect. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's just not in a good favor in this person. But I wanted to see what they were saying, if there was any validity to it. And I say that word right with my high self. All right, we're talking about Andrew Wilson. All right, let's look at this video and see if it has anything valid, right? I have been hearing that things got heated. Is it Andrew Wilson? Am I saying his name wrong? No, I'm not saying his name wrong. Well, the big show wasn't pronouncing it wrong. All right, let's get into it. See what's going down.
Person who just cannot control their internal emotions.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz
under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth. We live in a car.
Oh damn, that got intense. That got intense quick as hell. Yeah. I do understand she was talking about his wife, though. All right. I want to see more context.
In a world full of warring tribes who are always killing each other, and that's part of the human condition. You can't afford to have your men losing control to emotion.
You're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's go.
Literally slippery.
I was seeing people talk about this too, like, yeah, look at this manosphere guy. You a big, strong man debater, right? How come you can't open a jar? What the hell does him debating have to do with his ability to be able to open a jar? And sometimes jars be tough. For me, it's more so my grip be loosening because I be sweating. So like I'll use my shirt and then I could pop it open pretty easily, right? Or right, if I heard certain tricks, like if you put it on the water. Anyway, I digress. I don't see why that was like a big deal or like why that made him less of a man because he couldn't open that. Whatever, I guess grip strength is a qualification to prove that you're a real man.
Can't grip the fucker. Like I gotta have a way to grip it.
Jungle.
Andrew, I'm sorry. It's not.
My fingers slip right off the lid.
What's up, organized insanity?
All right, so recently Andrew Wilson somehow had an even more embarrassing moment than that tragic pickle jar incident. The guy just keeps having meltdowns over the funniest shit, while at the same time preaching about how men need to control their emotions and stay composed under pressure. You know, we live in a world of warring tribes.
Someone said they hope they hear the music I made. I'll play it if you guys want to hear it after we do these reactions.
Always trying to kill each other, and this man was defeated by a pickle jar. And you'd think that fiasco would have been a wake-up call for him, and he would learn to try to control his temper a little bit at least.
I don't get why that, the George Costanza picture is funny. I don't get like why that's like such a high qualification of like what's a man if you can open a pickle jar, right? Like
but it seems like he's still just on the verge of having a complete breakdown. I mean, he flies off the handle so easily. All you have to do is mention his wife having kids with guys before him, and he loses it. Like, you don't even need to say anything bad about it. All you have to do is just bring it up, and he panics. He's so sensitive. And it's hilarious that he's always talking about how men need to be stoic and ready for war. But then he just crashes out over the dumbest shit. You know, the guy can barely handle being in the culture war, let alone an actual war. I mean, the guy now has PTSD from a pickle jar, and everyone knows how easy it is to get to him. Like, even if you just bring up him having stepkids, he starts to panic. On another episode, a lady mentioned this, and he acted so weird about it. Like, you could tell he's just so insecure about this stuff, because also he knows the audience he's cultivated thinks marrying a single mom and raising stepkids is simp behavior. You know, they definitely look down on that, which you'd think.
How do I say this? If you marry someone who's a single mother and that's your choice, I don't care. Right? I don't give a damn, right? For myself, in the world of dating, if you have a kid, it makes me have to think harder about the situation. I got to be like super sure about you, right? But if I'm being honest, it's highly unlikely when it comes to me, right? And I just assume that would probably be a smart decision if you are a single person, right? Male or female. If you were a woman and you were out in the dating world and you came across a guy that you liked and they had like 3 kids, I don't think you should just jump into that so easily. You know what I mean? Like, it takes way more time to make that type of decision. But for me personally, it's not something I was looking for.
He does too, based on everything he preaches. But of course, since it's his situation, he needs to have a caveat for that.
I adore my kids. Like, I love them to death. Wouldn't that take that away from me? Because...
Right, he could have had arthritis, right? But I guess he's less of a man if he had arthritis.
Of course, since it's his situation, he needs to have a caveat for that.
I adore my kids. Like, I love them to death. Wouldn't that take that away from me? Because now I would not even be sure if they were mine.
I mean, forgive me, they're not yours, are they?
No, they are mine.
Biologically?
Yeah. I have biological children, yes.
So I'm sorry.
You were misinformed, weren't you? By trolls. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Yes, I have stepchildren and biological children.
So
both.
Do you feel that your stepchildren aren't your children?
No, I still love them and adore them.
So I'm sorry, they're not your children, or they are?
They are, but there's still a different relationship.
Okay, so I mean,
you're a different relationship.
You're doing it yourself. I mean,
no, I'm not.
You are
I just told you there's
in the child rearing
will you stop?
Of children that aren't
This
yours,
is incorrect.
like biologically.
Yeah, no, that's incorrect.
So it's a bold move being in the manosphere.
Yeah, she tried to trip him up with that one, right? And I don't think it worked personally. That's not me even trying to be biased. You could still claim children as your own because you love them or even raise them, right, from whatever point, and them still not be your children. Like, I don't know if that's like rocket science to them. Like, if that's not biologically your kid, is not biologically your kid. What's the argument? Right? And they try to put his personal stuff in there. It was incorrect at first. Didn't apologize for being incorrect. Come on.
Red pill space while being in a relationship like his. And he's clearly cracking under the pressure. That's why he just loses it when somebody points it out. Like, he's horrible at staying composed and not letting his emotions get the best of him. Like, when his wife gets brought up in this clip, he has one of the worst reactions you could imagine. That's obviously why this clip went so viral. You know, if he kept his cool, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But as soon as the girl he's debating mentions his wife's past, he just loses it and starts going off on her and insulting her, which she actually handles well. You know, she keeps her cool and just lets Andrew embarrass himself. So this is such a bad look for him. And it obviously shows how insecure he is about it, which is funny because he's trying to prove the opposite. Like, that there's nothing wrong with what she did. You know, he's flipping out. He's like, what's wrong with her having kids with other men? It's like, I don't know. You tell me. You don't sound too happy about it. If this is your reaction, if somebody brings it up and you're like,
but I feel like you're being disingenuous, right? Because if someone is bringing it up, especially in a debate with a purpose to try to rattle someone or try to go after him, then when he responds, you can't go, oh no, well, why you spazzing out? You not calm. Why is it bothering you? You're talking about his personal life. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even think that should be on the table unless he's willing to discuss his personal life. But whatever, let me see it. I want to see the
Stop
quote.
attacking me and stop talking shit. It sounds like you're not handling it very well. And then the girl he's debating brings up how he's getting really worked up about it. And she's like, man, you're really red in the face. And he's like, well, it's because I was touching my face. I was being performative about it. And you seem pretty pissed too. He's such a man child and he's just coping like crazy. It's unbelievable.
But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator or I don't make good points or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly, you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Well, they're
Your wife
already
has 3
insulting
baby
each other.
daddies and has been married twice before.
And you you lick Sneako.
Wait. Hey, would you mind if I told you about my worldview? All right, now let's talk about your wife and some personal details about your wife. That's what I'm telling you. People, they don't understand why I don't like the debate no more. It's because it's a waste of time. We're not trying to, honestly, I guess, change each other's mind. At least I don't go into a debate trying to change anybody's mind. Right? I already have my opinion. I said what I said. Right? And then you have people like her, Hunter Avalon with his soft self. There's a plethora of people, even Amazing Lucas, who would throw personal jabs at you and then cry foul when you start throwing personal jabs back or if you react. And yes, I do believe that you can give a performative reaction, right, and not be super upset, right? It don't mean that you lost the debate or you're so emotional, right? Unless you're actually showing signs of emotion, but we are entertainers, right? We're on YouTube. I'm just calling a spade a spade. If you hear me going in on somebody, I'm not upset at all. On live stream, I've debated people. We've gone back and forth and we was cursing each other out and dissing each other. And then the moment the call in, I'm like, all right, guys, so what's the next thing that we're going to talk? People make fun of how calm I am all the time, nigga, but I don't think that's like an automatic, you lost the debate or you're evil or something. Like, that was the case, then I could never let Gar fill it out.
He's mad. You're not giving me a chance.
I can't really control what he said. What was crazy is that's a clip from my first debate on YouTube. Right? With the person crying and me laughing hysterically. Yeah. Always really knew how to debate and also make people upset. I give people a chance. I'll have an honest debate. And then if you cross certain lines, it's pure entertainment for me after that. It's pure entertainment. So they don't listen. It's just one waiting to respond and thinking about what they're going to say next. I actually want to hear people. Facts. I got mad at a Steven Crowder debate recently because of that. I'm like, my nigga, I'm trying to hear both y'all sides, bro. You stop doing this cringe debate bro tactic. Nigga, unless y'all both are just admitting that this is going to be entertainment. Right? And y'all just not taking it seriously.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I just say?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
doll. I'm
daddies?
sorry.
See, look, and then is she sitting there calm and composed like they just said? Is she sitting there not going back and forth with him? What's all the attitude she doing? She doing snake movements to your wife with your 3 baby dad. So should you start pulling up your father's information? Let's start going off on that. Let's see what your father was living like. Right? Let me put your mom on the screen. Right? But then you're gonna say he's being emotional, right? Nah, you're talking about his wife. I don't care what reaction he has. He has the right to react however he feels. This don't look too crazy for me. It kind of seems performative though. Right? And he's an entertainer, so
Like, is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to
Do the women that you try
show
to?
your hatred against?
Do the women
they,
that you try
convince
to?
them that they shouldn't?
You know,
like,
Charlie, did I
pursue
bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
that
Did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
Stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
fucking
your
You didn't say
family
nothing
being
about your
stupid,
family.
Charlie?
Good.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people
Okay.
on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck, what am
See, now, if he knew ahead of time that she was going to do this, he could have did his research on her family members and just went crazy. Right?
I doing? Being married to my
wife.
wife?
It's immoral.
Then why? So then,
Under my
so all
worldview,
you did?
That's perfectly
So wait,
acceptable.
Chuck. All you're doing is saying. So Chuck, should I be? Shouldn't?
Yeah, I don't think it's unfair to say that he got emotional. He said, for sure, again, I understand it though. Don't speak on a man's wife, not unless she's in the room and part of the conversation. I agree. Unless we already took it there. If we already disrespecting each other, I'm gonna talk about everybody in your family. If we already crossed that line, I'm going in. Right. But no, he is being emotional. I do think that he's adding extra on top of that emotion though, for the sake of entertainment. Right? Because the real emotion, he would have got up and walked out, or maybe even spazzed out, yelled more. Right? Like, I don't think that just because he called a bitch or started saying a bunch of other things, that he was like super emotional. I do think he did get emotional because it was personal for him. And I do think as well, he added some extra pizzazz on it. So same. Talk about your cousin twice removed. I'll talk about your cousin twice removed at that point. Facts. Yeah, I think it's a little mix of both. I agree. Performative and reactionary. 100%.
You actually be saying that, Andrew?
I think she took it there.
You're doing a good thing.
Do you think your wife is a charity
by taking care of children who weren't mine? Was I doing a good thing? Whose fathers abandoned them? Was I doing a good thing?
Yeah, you're doing.
She is purposely trying to get a reaction or like disrespect him using his wife as an example. Like, that just sounds crazy.
Doing a good thing.
Oh, okay. Well then, Chuck, why did you use that as a form of personal attack on me?
Got you real red in the face.
See,
my hands were on my face just now, Chuck.
wait, so hold the fuck up. Hold up. They're having a debate, right? It's supposed to be like on some official, informative, yada, yada, yada. She just admitted to throwing personal attacks at him to try to get him red in the face. At that point, I don't care how many times he calls her a nasty, disgusting, disingenuous bitch. Because at that point, she deserves it with your smug ass. The fuck is that? He got you red in the face. What? How old are you? You might as well ask him if he was mad. You mad? You mad, aren't you? I was like, how old? She blatantly admitted that she's not trying to have a genuine debate. She's just trying to hit a nerve and go personal and attack him. I don't give a fuck how he responds. Yeah, I do think it's some emotion in it. But damn it, like, she's trying to attack him personally. And metaphorically, not physically. But yeah, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Yeah, y'all know how I get down. Once somebody cross the line with me, Garfield come out, I'm going in, I'm having fun. People might think I'm being emotional or super aggressive. No, for me, that's just pure entertainment. I'm like, once Garfield come out, I'm not taking you seriously at all. Like, in no way, shape, or form. In this case, I do think there is some emotion. 100%. But I don't mind it because fuck that bitch. Like, why is she personally coming at him and his family? Like, that's crazy. Debate the topic. I got you red in the face. Ugh.
Number 4.
Because my hands were on my face, Chuck.
Oh,
It was
you're mad.
It's performative, Chuck. I don't know. You looked pretty angry just a second ago, Chuck. You were
This
pretty
is what my
upset.
face looks like.
Yeah, so he was going through it because he knows people can see the irony here of him making a whole career
Wait. So when she's upset and emotional, that's just what her face looks like. No, actually. No. Your face looks, let me not talk about your face. You give off the appearance of smugness, not angry. So if there was a moment where you did show anger, that's not what your face looked like. Why are you lying?
out of promoting traditional values and lecturing women for being promiscuous
not
and making
genuine.
bad life decisions, while at the same time being married to someone who has kids with 3 different guys. Like in the red pill space, a single mom is a huge red flag, and they always tell guys to avoid them. I mean, imagine if somebody with the same history as Andrew's wife was on this podcast or fresh and fit. She'd obviously get cooked by them, and nobody would believe that she's only been with 3 guys. That's what Andrew's wife claims. She's only been with the guys that she has kids with, which, again, if this was a random woman on a red pill podcast trying to say this, they'd all just laugh in her face. No way they'd believe her, and they'd think her husband is an idiot simp
It's
for believing
possible.
her. But Andrew thinks his wife is different. You know, he believes her, I think. I mean, also he said when they had a kid together, he told her that they have to do a paternity test or he's leaving them.
Okay, it is a fact, and you brought it up because you wanted to use it as something disparaging, but you can't figure out how it's disparaging.
It's disparaging because it goes against the worldview that you espouse.
What part of me marrying a woman
You
who was
say
divorced
gnarly
goes against my
things-
worldview?
You say gnarly things about promiscuous women and that they're disgusting.
That's not
You're-
promiscuity.
You say 3 baby daddies? Yes, that's
She's
promiscuous.
Wait a second,
reaching. She's reaching. It is highly possible that she genuinely loved these people and wanted to start a life with them, and they messed up and it didn't work out. That is highly possible. But to assume that she was just promiscuous because she has kids with people, like, brother, no. Like, yeah, it might sound crazy or even rare, but highly possible. So, like, that just sounds crazy. She's reaching. She's doing personal attacks to try to get a reaction and can't even, like, give an actual reasoning for her to bring up the damn wife.
Wait a second, help me out here. How many times have you had sex?
Certainly under 10.
Yeah, and she has 3 long-term relationships, and I'm one of them. Okay, Chuck, can you tell
Men
me?
that are
Can you tell me
forever
which
tied to her.
which one of you
Forever
are
tied to her
promiscuous?
through having had children with them, forever tied to her. That's a much stronger bond than a
How's that
hookup.
promiscuous?
Okay, so but help me out. You fucked way more women than my wife, and she's the promiscuous one. I have what I would consider 100% faith and trust in my wife, but I told her,
Well, also-
I told her these words exactly. You're gonna get the fucking test, and if not, I'm out the door. Period.
Well, also,
And the way Andrew talks about his wife, you'd think she's some quiet lady who stays off social media and focuses on the family and their home. But
She's
she's
a
really a
creator.
vulgar loudmouth that's trying to be an influencer. She also always feels the need to step in and try to fight Andrew's battles for him. Like she's always crashing out on Twitter, going hard, trying to defend him.
So are you stepping up and trying to fight the girl that was debating battles for her? And stepping up on YouTube and trying to defend her? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Maybe she agrees with him? Is it like rocket science? Or is it extremely hard to believe that, the married couple agree and have the same points and logic on things? Or who would have knew? If she's a debater as well, she's going to have certain, lots, if not everything, points that she agrees with her husband. So is she not allowed to give her opinions? But you are too lazy to try? This is crazy. I usually like this guy's videos, and I'm not trying to like bash him or nothing, but this seems like he just has like a crazy bias for Andrew Wilson, and he's just trying to like just dump on a guy. Right? And stop labeling people red pill, bro. Like red pill just means that you see reality. When they get like, now you putting red pill and PUA, pick up, was it artists and those other things under the same umbrella because you dislike Fresh and Fit or whoever that you deem as red pill. Like if you tell the truth and you don't fall for that fake crap and don't spread propaganda, you're red pill. Ooh. That's why I don't go by that anymore, right? People try to group you and be like, oh, you hate women. It's like, what, nigga? Because I'm saying reality and not trying to sugarcoat stuff. But yeah.
And one time a girl got in Andrew's face, so then she called into the show and went off on her. And she just does not sound like a traditional feminine lady at all.
Told Priscilla that if she comes anywhere near my husband, she's going to have to deal with me. I'll fly out there and she could try getting in my face and see how tough she feels then. Because I guarantee if it was me sitting across from your ass, you would not have had that kind of energy whatsoever.
Oh, damn.
That is bullshit. And for you to think that you can physically attack my husband, like get in his face, say you want to take him outside on a national TV show that everyone saw, and then come back in the studio and act like you didn't do nothing. Like,
Wait. Too Lazy to Try said that he shouldn't have. Oh, my bad. She shouldn't have defended her husband? So a woman was supposed to get in his face and threaten him and all this stuff, and now you're saying his wife is wrong for defending her husband? So if you got a wife Too Lazy to Try and a man gets in her face and starts yelling and threatening her, you're gonna be like, it's none of my business. That was so ridiculous. You had me hitting the mic. It was just a reflex. I thought about somebody yelling at my hypothetical wife. Nigga, like, she seems pretty raw to die to me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. She doing what she supposed to do. Nigga, if a woman is trying to come at me physically and I have a wife, you better get to work. You better get, especially if I have a wife, she gonna know how to box. I'm teaching her. You hypothetically in a video game, then not letting no woman threaten me or try to run up on me. That sounds crazy. Right? That sounds ridiculous. Call me crazy. Us red-pilled people can have different morals, views, and opinions. Why are people always trying to box a group of people in? Because they want to make it easy to cancel and destroy those groups, right? It's pretty nasty. So they try to group us all in one box and be like, look, it's them. Let's put all these nasty prejudice and fake ass propaganda on you. And then we go and say, it's these red pillers. These red pill people. Like, it's pretty nasty.
well, he made fun of me. Too bad. Are you a child or are you a grown woman? Have some self-control. And if you can't have some self-control, I'll come over there and teach you some. How about that?
And she treats
Nothing wrong
Andrew
with
like a
that.
child. She always acts like she needs to step in and protect him, and she does everything for him. It's so
That was a woman trying to assault him. What are you talking? Nah, come on. And I usually like this guy's videos. I'm not going to stop reacting to him, but I'm going to just give y'all that real talk. Like, this is some bullshit. Are you mad because his wife defended him against a woman? Like, that sounds so
embarrassing. But Andrew seems to have no
crazy.
shame about it. Like, he completely relies on his wife. I think his wife is more independent than he is. I mean, it sounds like he'd be totally lost without her. Like, when she talks about taking care of him, it sounds like she's literally taking care of a child.
Andrew, when Rachel said that she does all domestic chores, is there anything you do? I mean, do you put the bins out? Do you the trash out? I mean, what do you do anything?
I don't do shit.
How is that taking
Never
care of
done
a
a
child?
house chore ever in 17 years. I do all of
If he's paying all the bills, he's taking care of her. And she's taking care of the traditional wife duties. She's taking care of him that way. So they're taking care of each other. How are you trying to make it seem like he's less of a man because they have a traditional relationship? Yeah, this commentator is wilding. He's wilding. Yeah, you look at you not a man because your wife cooks and clean. What? You don't want her to defend him against women. You don't want her to cook or clean. Nigga. You want a bunch of Cardi B's running around.
that. I bring him his food. I bring him his drinks. I keep track of his schedule.
My wife foresees my needs before I foresee my needs. She knows what I want to eat before I even know what I want to eat. She knows
That's
what
fire.
it is that I want before I know what it is that I want. She foresees all of my needs.
So she runs this man's life. It's pathetic. But then she has to pretend like Andrew's a big, strong, masculine.
She runs his life because she's aware of what his needs are. So you think his wife shouldn't know what her husband's needs are? I'm about to play the nasty song. I got to. Yeah, this is an L video right here. This is not a good video.
Yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Yeah, this is nasty as hell. Too lazy to try. I was too lazy to try and actually have valid points in this video. But I like his other stuff when we talk about the comedians.
Feeling man that she needs to take care of her. And I mean, it just seems patronizing. Like after he couldn't open that pickle jar, of course, his wife jumped to his defense and was like, actually, Andrew opens pickle jars at home all the time. Like that is so embarrassing that your wife has to come out and say that about you. And honestly, she's probably the one that opens the pickle jars. Like when they asked him to open one, he seemed frightened. He's probably like, wait, my wife usually does this for me.
Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up.
You can do it. You got this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
All right. Oh my God. I guess, yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
It's like yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I do.
You don't seem scared. I'd have opened the hell out that pickle jar. Though.
This seems a little immature now.
And his wife watches all of Andrew's appearances, so she must have been dying inside.
Who brought out the damn pickle jar? Who idea was this? Was it the host? Because he slid that joint over. Like, and first of all, Andrew, you know damn well that's not how you open a pickle jar, my nigga. That's the wildest grip I've ever seen. It's like this. It's like he grabbing it like that. Nigga, you put like that, nigga. You get that top grip, nigga. Use your shirt for extra grip. You gotta get one of these, nigga. You doing this. So like you never gonna turn it like that, my man. It gotta be like a push and a twist. Damn near. But maybe crazy. I'm over here acting like a jar expert. I'll be opening. Fam, my pops was not there. Who you think was opening the jars in my house? Every time my mom, automatically to me, like I didn't have an older brother. But it's probably because I was like 4 times his size. My brother is like more slim. He could have opened it though. Like niggas just assume. And in my family, it was just anytime it was heavy stuff. Oh, you got it. Like, what? I got it. You just assume I got strength. You big as hell. Look at your shoulders. Okay, you got a point there. But yeah, I was opening jars, nigga. Since a kid. You gotta like that. You can't be. I mean, he doing jujitsu grip on it.
I'd seen this and seeing him crash out over her past on that other episode, which she eventually called into and started going off.
Rachel seems to indicate she'd like to do a call-in with your permission.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go out.
Said bang the lid on the side. I've heard of that. Bang the lid on the side. My mom, she used to do something like where she'll put it under like hot water for a little bit and then try it. I just was just straight gorilla strength. That shit. Proving the point. I'm probably going to get to the age where I can't do it. Probably not, but I'll be working on my grip. And the years of training grappling jiu-jitsu, my grip is pretty damn strong.
Oh no, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh no, he talked a bunch of shit. Now it's your turn.
Here to support the patriarchy. I'm kind of like the secretary that helps the patriarchy, and I just happen to be really fucking good at it. So if you ever want to talk more shit, let me know and I'll set up a debate with you, and I'll make you look 10 times stupider than even Andrew has.
Okay.
You're the one who should get back in the kitchen because you're useless. I don't know what you contribute to society.
So these two have a bizarre relationship.
Damn.
You know, usually red pill guys say it's a man's job to get his woman under control. But I think in this situation, Andrew's wife needs to get him under control. Like this guy's a mess and is way too emotional about everything. It's embarrassing. But let me know what you guys think. And I just posted.
I think you just don't like him, dude. Like, and that's okay. If you don't like somebody, it's up to you. But you extremely biased on that. You want him to be like soft or something. I want to see you open a jar, nigga. You don't even turn the camera on. You too lazy to turn the camera. I ain't got no beef with him. I just think like, damn, you complain about opening jars, you won't even turn the camera. But it is what it is. Everybody keep going at the Andrew Wilson because he the man. My personal opinion, I've watched a lot of his debates. He be smoking people, right? Like, and I haven't seen valid points of why he's like such a horrible person, but whatever. That's just my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video. Also hit the hype button. What's going on? I wanted to take a look at a video with this guy. What's his name? Ash. What? Andrew Schultz's sidekick. This dude is such a cornball. I remember when he was screaming on Fresh and Fit and telling them how they're immature and they don't get girls. And now all the footage has come out of his girl saying that she wanted to hook up with other people and disrespecting them and avoiding kisses, like literally running away from kisses. It's just the craziest thing ever. Let's check out this video where apparently he came out to defend himself for being a punk. I was going to say a different word to start with a B, but you get my drift. Trying to get this video monetized.
Yeah, keep going this. So the husband gets on steroids. He gets fit.
The husband just got really screwed in the whole process.
He's also kind of like a dumb seeming guy. He's manipulated. He's so in love with his wife. He's like so cucked out. He just goes along with everything she wants.
All right, so that was Akash around 8 months ago. This guy has no self-awareness and is in complete denial about his relationship, even though he basically just described it there. You know, his wife is manipulating him like crazy, and he's so obsessed with her and wants to be with her so badly. He'll put up with her humiliating him every day, making him look like a cock, spending all his money and destroying his career. And she has no shame about it. You know, the whole internet is cooking her husband because she keeps disrespecting him. And it seems like she couldn't care less and honestly probably loves it.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Hey, what's up, Black Wolf? How you doing? It's pretty disgusting the way that she even speaks on him. You know he's a public figure. Get your ass off the internet. Why are you trying to be famous? Off of his name, too. And he's someone that's riding off of someone that rode off of someone. You ain't good enough to meet the lineup. I'll be honest with you. I tried to watch a podcast. Outside of her saying a bunch of disgusting things, there was no value, right? So this is definitely something that you don't want out there.
Like, she just adds more fuel to the fire every day. It's brutal. There's too much to even keep up with. I mean, like this tweet says, his wife has done more damage to him than any enemy ever could. Like, she even addressed the controversy and doubled down and just said all her haters are jealous, broke losers. And she also had the audacity to say Akash spoiling her and spending a ton of money on her has had the best return on investment. She claims it makes his life better and her more supportive of him, probably because it just keeps her from throwing a temper tantrum. So the gaslighting here is on another level. You know, Akash has spent so much money on her, and in return, she's ruining his career. You know, she humiliates him every day. She constantly makes fun of him. She says he smells bad. Kisses. She won't kiss him on the lips. And she even hits on and fantasizes about other guys right in front of him.
That's one of the worst things ever. It was kind of weird because Akash kind of like was agreeing with it. It seemed like he was down for the iDubbbz treatment. That's nasty work right there. It's not for me. It's not my style.
She has been so disrespectful to Akash, but yet she still has the nerve to go on her podcast and talk about how him spending a ton of money on her has been the best investment for him. And she really acts like this is a legit theory. Like, the more money you spend on your girl, the better your life will get. And she seriously said,
and also she don't cook or clean or care about him. The only time she's nice to him is on his birthday. And she made a video complaining about how she hates that. And that's the worst day of the year for her. Her husband's birthday, because she has to be nice for him. He don't get gifts. She just don't act like a bitch. What? That was literally what she told us. That's crazy. I think she was the first girlfriend he ever had, too, by the way, as an adult. Which explains, you know, why he's allowing this.
Says it's supported by Chinese physics. So she just sounds deranged. And imagine Akash having to listen to this every day. It's probably absolute torture. Like, no wonder this guy can't think straight. His brain is probably fried.
Yeah, it's just, let me rewind it back because I want to hear what he said. But 100%, he definitely probably like it. It's probably a kink. Hey, what's up, Bidlow? How you doing? But yeah, it's probably a kink for him. He probably loves it.
Absolute torture. Like, no wonder this guy can't think straight. His brain is probably fried from this shit.
Because, like, where the fuck has chivalry gone? Yeah. Where has chivalry gone? Like, why do these men who make $60,000 a year talking about gold diggers, you don't have any gold to dig? Because the guys that are actually in the 1% tax bracket, they...
The hell's wrong with getting 60,000? The hell's wrong with you? So now, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Was your husband rich like the whole time? Like, or did he have to get to a certain level where he made money thanks to Andrew Schultz? He's just nut hugging over there. He's thanking Andrew Schultz every second he get. At least he should, because I would have never knew who he was if it wasn't for that. But damn. Like that's the type of time you on?
Want to do like the things that my husband and Nav are doing. They want to take care of women. They don't want us to be stressed. They want to be in our divine. They want us to be in our divine feminine energy. I said that investing in your wife.
You said what she got her own? Nothing. I guess this podcast that she just started, but nothing. No, he pays all the bills, pays for everything, and then she was complaining about how the closet was too small. That shit looked like it was a walk-in closet. She was like, nah, it's too cold, like small. You need to get me more with mad space in there.
Is the biggest ROI that you'll ever have. Investing in your wife is not a financial burden because in Eastern physics, this is both in Chinese and like Indian physics and spirituality. Like when you treat your wife like a princess or a queen, you spoil her, you give her stuff, you just let her be able to relax. She gets into this divine feminine energy, this divine feminine aura.
Nigga, if you gonna do that,
she starts taking care of you in a much better way. She's so emotionally supportive of you because women
needs to come with cooking and cleaning. If that's the type of time you want, if we're gonna get on some traditional type of living, then okay, that involves you doing the housework and making sure I'm taken care of in other ways. You catch my drift? Right? It should be not a damn complaint. The house should be spotless. Dinner should be cooked. You know what I mean? It's like these new, I guess you could say, age feminists. They have this thing where it's like, oh, well, I want to be taken care of, but I'm not going to do nothing in return. That's not how that works. Get your ass up and clean some, mop some, cook some, take care of the kids, something, if you want to live that old school traditional lifestyle. Me personally.
So strong in their EQ and how they can take care of men. And like that energy gets rewarded in the universe. It starts coming back to you. And I can say, I'm like a case in point example. Like even before my husband really started making money, he always would find little ways to spoil me, even if it didn't cost that much in the beginning. And now like we've gone from like him buying me like AirPods or like Nike shoes to now like, you know, spending so much money at Miu Miu or Cartier or whatever. And I'm not saying that to be braggy. I'm saying that I've seen this principle like really, really work. And I truly believe that like a man that takes care of his wife is like blessed by the universe.
Yeah, I wonder why she would think that. Like this lady's just a professional gaslighter. I mean, she's proven the exact opposite of that theory. You know, Akash spends so much money on her and she's just making his life a living hell. She's basically tearing him down to try to launch her own career while still spending all his money. And Akash just sitting back, letting it happen. You know, like when all this stuff was exposed, they could have gotten ahead of it if his wife publicly apologized to Akash for disrespecting him and just said she's being sarcastic or doing a character or playing things up for attention. Because there were some people defending her by saying that. And Akash probably wishes she did that. But of course, he has no say in that relationship. And obviously, if she walked things back, then it would ruin the career she's trying to build off of disrespecting him. So of course, she doubled down and said she's just being herself and she's being open and free. and she brags about how many followers she has.
And like how they say, like, to be cringe is to be free. Like, okay, if you think I'm cringe, okay, to these red pill guys or these brown girl haters that think I'm cringe, I'm free though. I'm being myself, and I have 160,000 followers now. I only started posting last year. Like, whatever you think, like, that's good fucking growth.
And Akash addressed the controversy.
She thinks she getting followers because she's so talented? Is she not aware that she's only getting a following because of who she's married to? And the disrespect that she's doing? Like, this is nasty work. Like, I don't know why she decided, I need a podcast. I don't know why a lot of people decide that they need to start a podcast.
Controversy too at one of his shows. And of course, he's just simping out for her, which I get, it's his wife and he wants to do.
How you doing, Chad? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Easy there? How are you?
Defend her, but she would never do the same for him. I mean, like I said, she could have tried to walk things back, which would have helped. And I'm sure it's what Akash wanted her to do, but she doesn't give a shit about what he says. So this guy's down bad. I mean, the way his wife talks about him compared to the way he talks about her, it's just sad to see. I mean, he tries to tell this story to prove that she's not a gold digger by talking about how she was with him through everything and she even stuck by him when he went broke. But it turns out
that gotta be cap. Hey, what's up, Ren? How you doing? She really thinks she got these followers because of her. That's insane. She is so delusional. She thinks she's so amazing that she got followers off of her name. Straight delusion.
He's leaving out some parts and he's exaggerating to try to make her look better because she tells a different story. You know, Akash is like, I went broke in 2018 and she stuck by me. But she said she left him and went to India when he went broke. So of course he left that part out. And then also he said when they first started dating, he wasn't making any money. But he's admitted before he was making 6 figures and he was on some MTV shows. So he.
Somebody says, is Nasty Song just a hook or a whole song? It's a whole song. I just don't have it on streaming platforms anymore. But I made a whole song out of it a while back.
Wasn't making a ton of money, but he was doing all right and he was getting publicity. But then he said the shows were canceled and in 2018, he barely made any money. Even though him and Schultz had started Flagrant at that point and Schultz's career was really blowing up. So even though Akash didn't make much money that year, he knew that podcast was going to be successful and he'd be making money from it at some point. But in the meantime, because his wife or girlfriend at the time kept spending all his money, he didn't have any savings and he couldn't afford his apartment and he went broke, which he claims she stuck with him through all this. But she has a different story, of course, and hers sounds much more believable, you know, because it just sounds like Akash is doing whatever he can to defend her and make it seem like she's not a gold digger.
Wait, so he came out to try to defend her and told some bullcrap story how she's like a ride or die. And she came out and was like, nope, that's not what happened.
So, of course, he's going to exaggerate and embellish this story. I mean, when he starts this, he even says he's never told his wife this story and she has no idea about it, which is really strange because it's about her. So I don't know how she wouldn't be aware of it if she lived it. And Akash just makes it seem like it was this rags to riches story and his girlfriend was always by his side and she was with him through thick and thin. But in reality, when they met, he was doing all right for himself. He's making good money. He was on TV. And then he had one bad year where he didn't bring in much money and she freaked out and left.
He's there to fuel on your life and crazy work. All these other things. It's a shitty thing. So I'm going to tell one story that I have never even told her. Honestly, she has no idea this story. My wife and I met in 2014. I was not making much money. I was getting $25 a night doing stand-up. I was on MTV shows that paid dog shit money. If she was a gold digger, I didn't even have 10 to get rich, to be honest. But then in 2018, I went flat fucking broke. 34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford it.
Why didn't you get a job? Sound like I understand the grind, but if you're not able to pay bills and you're only making like $25 for stand up, bro, like I think you underselling them MTV checks, bro. So MTV checks is probably nice. Nice enough for you to survive for sure.
The living room.
But you wasn't managing your money right. And instead of admitting that you was making mistakes and maybe now that you've improved, coming up with this fake sob story.
We lived in New York City. We had to move out of that apartment and move to New Jersey. and what's even sadder than moving to New Jersey is I had to save up money to move to New Jersey. So we had to stay on her friend's couch for almost a month. We were basically homeless for a month. So I could save money to move to New Jersey. And I remember the night before we went to the couch, we had to stay in my our apartment.
There's people that's homeless for years before they could get a spot. You must not have been doing that bad, bro.
We were supposed to have been out by like 12 p.m. We moved everything out. We didn't have a place to stay, so we had to stay there that night. It was just me and her sleeping on a hardwood floor. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor, like a real Indian. You're a beautiful girl. You have so much ahead of you. Me, I don't know what my life is going to be. I'm 34. I'm fucking broke. This dream might not ever happen, but I'm too fucking moronic to quit. And I have nothing to give her. It's just a light jacket. It's like October. We have nothing. So I hand her the jacket, and she said, "What's this for?" I said, "You can use that as a pillow." And then she goes, "Well, what are you going to use?" And I said, "I'll figure it out." She handed me back the jacket. She goes, "You take this." And then she laid with her head on my chest and her arm around me the entire night. And I remember thinking in that moment, this is why I haven't shared this with her, because I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broken. I'm in such a bad place and it's a dark fucking time in my life. But I know I will never find.
I don't believe this story, for one. But hold on, let me see what y'all say. If she stayed with him though, through that, maybe she has a point. I would have had 2 jobs. He need to have gotten a job. In fact, you know what would solve that? Easy, quick solution. If she got off her ass and got a job, that probably would have got them into that apartment even quicker. If she was pulling her share. Like, what? Get your ass up. You could have worked at a fast food spot and been able to afford something better. Like, that sounds crazy. That sounds nuts. And I'm not impressed that she slept on the floor with him one night. Like, I know people that slept in a closet with their wife for months. I know people that slept in the street with their wife. Like, yeah, that story don't really tell me nothing. It don't impress me. It seemed like he had to dig, and it seems like everything's over exaggerated to make it seem like she's about to die. And clearly, she's not. If you hear how she's speaking now.
A girl that loves me this much ever again. And I will never find a girl who rides for me this hard ever again.
So he's trying so hard to make it seem like it's this wholesome story, and she stuck by him the whole time. She saw the potential in him when no one else did. But it turns out, according to her, when the money dried up, it caused a ton of fights. She got really stressed out about it, and she had a giant fight with his mom and then left to India. And then it sounds like once Flagrant started a Patreon and Akash started making money again, Akash went running to India to sim for her again. So
that's crazy. So what did I say? The whole story was fake. She argued with his mom over it and then left. And he had to get his money up and then run and go get her. That sounded like she was riding or dying. I knew it. I knew it was straight cap. That's what I was about to say. Why didn't her ass get a job? Facts. That's like a sure way for them to be able to afford an apartment faster. If she was working and saving, building a career her own, something. But no, she was just chilling, expecting you to still take care of her throughout the whole thing, like not contributing in any way. Yeah, nah. Yeah, that sounds crazy to me. 100%. Said BX with that truth. Thank you. I appreciate the heck out of that. They both could have got a job. I agree. They both should have got a job.
At his lowest point, she just made his life even more stressful and then left him.
Had like 7 MTV shows. I wasn't making crazy money. I was making like low 6 figures. But my girlfriend at the time, she moved into our place. And then all of a sudden, end of 2017, all the shows started suddenly getting canceled one by one.
We just gonna brush over that? We just gonna brush over that? He was making sick. Why is he acting like he was homeless? Like for real? He was making 6 figures. Even if that's just a year. What is he talking about? You was never struggling, my nigga. You was never, yeah, you know, I had this low paying, this measly 6 figures. How many you said? For you to just show up a few days and record? Man, shut your ass up. You was never going through it. Nigga, I'm from the trenches. I was through it, nigga. As a teenager in the streets. What is he talking about?
I'm going broke. So 2018, we're doing flagrant. My wife, financially anxious person, is like, what is going on? Like, we're talking about getting married? Is this what it's going to be? I don't have an answer for her. I'm like, this flagrant thing, I think, I believe in this. I believe in this. Then I start wondering, like, am I just saying that because that's all I have left?
Yeah.
And then luckily we started the Patreon because I went so broke we had to. No, Andrew was doing great. Andrew was starting to blow up, to be honest with you.
His started to dry up. He was kind of aging out of the MTV bracket and he wasn't really getting any attention from the industry. So he was pretty much losing all his income. And at the same time, I was working a really toxic job with like a toxic manager and like working till 2 in the
Nigga, his rent should have been paid for years ahead of time, nigga. What are we talking about? Was he living beyond his means? Sounds so crazy. So what's this guy's name? Akash.
morning, and it just caused a lot of stress on our relationship. Everything came to a head when my mother-in-law came to.
Facts. These people talking about struggle. Yeah, they don't know nothing about struggle. They're detached from reality. Try real struggle, living paycheck to paycheck. Facts. Right? Or having nothing. Being a child in the streets. Having to figure out a way. Me and my friends was like pirates in this motherfucker. As teenagers, living outside. Nigga, sleeping on curves and shit. Nigga, you don't know, struggling until you sleeping in the park and got chased by a bunch of raccoons, nigga. Yo. That's fact stuff. That was the scariest shit ever. It was like I was in a Michael Jackson Thriller video. Like, wow, these raccoons coming towards us.
Visit us. And I was being very distant because of everything we were going through. Akash was very stressed, and I think she kind of internalized it like that I was being bitchy towards her.
Yeah, y'all said F right. He should have invested and had his own home. I agree. He's making 6 figures. Bare minimum, he would have been able to get a mortgage going. You talking all this for her hair done, nails done, Botox, lip fillers, facts. That's money that could have went to the house.
Aggressive towards her. It was a huge fight between all of us. Basically, Akash did not defend me, and I was like, okay, I don't know if I can be in a relationship with this person anymore.
So after this, we both took a much needed break, and we just needed time to reflect on our own outside of the relationship. I took a trip to India with my mom for my cousin's wedding. Akash needed to find his voice within the relationship and find his voice between his mom and me.
Finally, a couple months later, I just had this epiphany. We were still getting in fights, but Akash went on his own trip to India, and my Nana Ji was sick in the hospital. He flew out of his way to go see him in Punjab. I woke up the next day seeing pictures of him, my Masi, and my Nana Ji, and I just I had this moment where
That sound weird as hell. You break up with me, I'm not going to go hang out with your family. That sound crazy. Yo, that sounds like desperation is what that sound like. Sound like you wasting your money again instead of buying a house.
I was like, okay, I know he's the right one. We're going to make it through this.
And I guess she had a job at the time, so she could have kept working. They could have tried to save some money and just have been
When
more
she was in
frugal.
India?
You know, like if she's really as loyal and supportive as he says, she could have tried to hold down the fort till he got back on his feet. I mean, I'm sure he's still doing stand-up every night.
Wait. So she left him when she was working? As soon as she got a job, she left. And then once he started being able to make more money and take care of her, she came back and quit a job? That says everything right there. She's like, if I'm going to have to work, what I need you for?
No, it sounds like he's a hard worker and he's doing the podcast, which was definitely going to pay off at some point. So if she really believed in him at the time, you'd think she would try her best to help with the bills and support. But it's like that's never even an option, you know, because of course her motto is his money is our money and my money is my money.
His money is our money and my money is my money. So that is actually my number one. They must be generous with their finances from day one.
So once the cops stopped earning money, it was over, and they're probably fighting every second of every day. And then the final straw was her getting into it with his mom. It sounds like they really went at it. And I bet his mom thinks she's an ingrate. Same thing as Schultz. Years ago, he got into it with her too. So all the red flags were there. I'm sure everybody warned.
I heard about that. I think I seen a clip where she was treating that podcast studio like it was her studio for her to do homework or some bull crap like that. And she caught an attitude when Andrew asked her, like, hey, you know, it's time for us to film our podcast now in the studio that we're spending money on. And she got mad. And then he called out. I remember
him, but he didn't want to listen, and he still doesn't. So all he's going to do is cope. It's going to be wild. But let me know what you guys think, and make sure you subscribe and check out the Patreon. I've been covering Theo.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, I don't know why people would even put themselves in that situation. Nah, we know why. Desperation. That was his first girlfriend. He lost his virginity to her, if I'm not mistaken. So he's saying whatever he has to say and doing whatever he has to do to get him some play. That's nasty work, fam. Crazy work, too. But that's my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Also hit the hype button if you're able to. Share the video. All that good stuff. And make sure you're subscribed. Check out shorts. Follow me on Twitch and on Kick. What's going on, guys? About to check out this video where apparently someone says that a woman falsely accused them of getting them pregnant. That's crazy. Even with like DNA testing still, like with twins too. All right, let's check this out, man. Let's check this out. I know it's going to be crazier than what I'm already thinking. I know it's about to be wild as hell up in here. Let's see what's going down.
This man says he's been living a nightmare after the woman he dated falsely accused him of fathering twins.
For the last decade, it's been a miserable experience.
Michael Maricini says he met podcaster Laura Owens in 2016.
My name is Laura Owens.
And she a podcaster too. That's crazy. That's crazy. She better not still be podcasting. That would be a damn shame. But I've always heard some stories like this in certain states. They got these nasty, weird laws that even if you're not the father, they try to make you still have like responsibility for the kid. Right? Like I even heard one case of, was that a streamer? That might have been what happened to XQC, where I think his girlfriend, he took pictures calling her wifey or something like that, or referring to her in a nature like that, which is just slang. And she tried to get like half of all his belongings when he broke up with her. And they were not married. There's a lot of these weird, horrible laws that they need to just get rid of. But let's see if that's the case with this one.
After 2 months of casual dating, Michael says she told him she was pregnant.
Did you think that there was any way you could have gotten her pregnant?
I had major doubts because we had only had protected sex.
Was there anything unusual about the pregnancy?
There were twins.
Mistakes do happen with protection, but let's hear the rest of the story.
He says Owens bombarded him with fake pregnancy tests and photos from a clinic after claiming to have had unsuccessful abortions.
I was petrified at a pit in my stomach for months. And the last thing I would ever want to do was have a child with her.
After 6 months of chaos, Michael claims,
yo, see, this is why you gotta be careful who you messing with, bro. Yo, if you don't want to have a child with her, fam, and you're not taking extra precautions, then you probably shouldn't be, getting in bed with them. That goes for men and women. I'm just being honest.
Laura Owens finally admitted to making up multiple pregnancies.
At least not as easy. Excuse me? That's crazy. You said she admitted it. Oh my gosh, you made me lose my train of thought. What I was even about.
Yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Yeah. Evil as hell. Evil as hell.
Michael claims Laura Owens finally admitted to making up multiple pregnancies.
Did you think that she was pretending to be pregnant to keep you in the relationship?
I did.
According to Michael, after he broke up with Laura Owens, he says she came up with a new story that he had abused her. That's
Yo, they need to sue the smithereens off of this nasty person. So you tried to pin a baby on him. That didn't work. So then your next option was, I'm going to just accuse him of abuse. Just go find another boyfriend. Like, yo, it's not that serious. It really ain't. Just move on. Move the hell on, bro. They need to start giving people like this time.
claim totally upended Michael's life.
She said that I had strangled her, that I had taken her within inches of her life, that I had beat her on a regular occasion.
Were you ever physically abusive?
No.
Did you ever threaten her?
No.
Michael says they were all lies, but Laura Owens obtained a domestic violence restraining order against him. Michael's wife, Danielle.
We spent many nights crying because we just...
That's crazy. He got a whole wife now, and you still stalking him. He got a whole wife. And you still going out your way to just try to destroy him.
Felt powerless, helpless.
They say the restraining order ruined job opportunities and Michael's reputation. Danielle says she was too scared to post their wedding photos from 2 years ago, fearing Laura Owens' reaction.
I felt fearful that she may come harm me. She's just so unpredictable, you don't know what she may or may not do.
But Michael wasn't...
There's no way this should have lasted a decade, bro. No way. If the roles were reversed, it definitely probably wouldn't have lasted no damn decade. They would have locked his ass up.
Owens' only alleged target.
I'm dealing with the most crazy individual I've ever met in my life.
TV's former bachelor, Clayton Eckert, recently went public with his own battle with Laura Owens. He said, like Michael, Laura Owens accused him of fathering twins, and a judge said that she lied.
So we have multiple men that she keeps doing the same scam and the same scheme. And she not behind bars? This video better end with her in jail, like jail time. She need to be locked up, bro.
Keep us in our thoughts and prayers.
Now, Clayton, Michael, and another alleged victim of Owens, Greg Gillespie, are teaming up, issuing a public warning. They say that Laura Owens has a pattern of falsely accusing men of impregnating her with twins that never exist.
Laura, Scottsdale Police.
Another jaw-dropping development. Police served a search warrant at Laura Owens' home in Scottsdale, Arizona. She now faces 14 felony counts, alleging she committed fraud and perjury against Clayton and Greg Gillespie.
Okay, a win for us, man. Damn. I thought she was about to get away scot-free with her loser self. Oh, man. Facts. We got to hold these women accountable.
I don't understand!
Attorney Rachel Juarez from the court TV show Hot Bench represents Michael Maricini.
When her pregnancy claim doesn't work out because no baby comes, she resorts in a lot of ways to restraining orders. I've never seen anybody do something like this.
This month, the restraining order against Michael was dismissed after Laura Owens failed to show up to a recent court hearing. She told Inside Edition she was hospitalized at the time with a severe medical condition and she couldn't make the court date.
Come on, lock her ass up, bro. She lying. Like, come on, dude. This is nasty.
And is appealing.
What, in your
nasty
view,
as
is
hell,
justice
man.
in this case?
Nasty as hell.
The only thing that will change her is actually going to prison.
Laura Owens has pleaded not guilty to criminal charges. She denies Michael Maricini's allegations and says she's telling the truth.
No, she not. No, she ain't. what's wrong with her? And there's mad people like this out there in the world, bro. And she's lying. And think about it. She had a social media platform. She really could have been out here ruining this dude's life, which she 100% was what she was doing. It's disgusting. Tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section. Share the video too as well. We got to make sure people are aware of this type of person. Yikes. Hit the hype button if you're able to, all that good stuff.